Hey everyone, welcome to day 19. We're going to continue with the Ikebana inspired botanical clusters, and I hope you are enjoying the spread so far. So today I'm going to use some of the elements from summer florals, and I've already swatched out, or rather stamped out, the swatches from the palette swatches right here. So this strip. Let's go ahead and start adding a few more elements here. I think I am going to go with this kind of a look, but then use all the other bits. So let me show you. So let's start with the largest flower. These acrylic blocks, by the way, they are also available with my brand logo on my website alyonacreates.com, along with all the other stamp sets that I will be using today. So we're going to start by just creating a little flower. Nice and simple for those days when we don't have much time. We will need a fine liner. In this case it's a 01, and I think I'm gonna add a little line on both sides, and I'm going to use this larger leaf element. And now I'm going to use the small leaf to add a few of them around. Now with the small leaves, I'm going to fill in this area. Next we're going to use these berries, the elongated berries, and we're going to stamp them on each end. And finally, I'm going to add some of these berries sprinkled around again. I think I'm going to keep it at that today, and we will start by lining things out. And as always, if something kind of really needs to go and fill in a space, then I will consider more elements. But for now, I'm just going to line things out. We're going to start with the flowers, the main event. Carrying on, following all of the elements. Now there is something here which I want to add, just maybe a leaf. I'm going to resist adding anything else because I do get carried away. Now I'm just going to swap to 05. I'm going to leave it at that and not add anything else black. We're going to move on to watercolor, and in fact these floral elements remind me of honeysuckle, so I think I might just draw in a few kind of areas here with some dainty pollen. That also adds a little bit of height and a nice little touch in addition to what we have already laid out. Now to the fun part of adding color to our illustrations. So let's start with a bit of pink on the blossom here. So I'm going to use this pastel pink, and I'm going to add a little bit of opera pink into it. Oh, that was maybe too much, but actually I quite like this milky pink. Now I do need a bit more lightness, so a bit more of the pastel pink. There we go. Now we're just going to add this pink throughout these dainty little flowers. Now we're going to swatch out both colors. Now I think I quite like a pastel palette here, so I might just use the same pastel color for the actual flower. And now I want some juicy greens, but I think I'm going to go for this kind of like a milkier green first. It will work really well. And I also want to add a bit more. Actually, let's swatch this color out first. A bit more juiciness, and we're going to go into gold green. I love this color palette. It's so fresh. And now I'm going to swatch it. All that is left is to consider what to do with these berries. Do we want to add more contrast there, which potentially could take away, or do we want to keep within that pink color and just intensify and have it just a different shade of pink? I'm going to take this gorgeous pink from my palette and audition it lightly. Yeah, I think I like this. Okay, so I'm gonna use this throughout the berries as our kind of bright color, and the only bright color in otherwise a very mellow color palette. I'm also going to swatch the same color lighter. And I think I'm going to do that also for Opera Pink, just to see how different they would look side by side. And let's do that also to the pastel color. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush, which is a round one, and I'm going to blend out this pink and create an ombre effect. And then I'm gonna dry my brush and wipe upwards like so, lifting color as I do. Clean brush, a little bit of water, not too much. And repeat on these berries. And then dry brush and brush upwards. I'm going to go back into this color, load it quite heavily on my brush and just put it on the very top of these berries. Just to build up the intensity. And that looks really, really gorgeous. To add a little bit more contrast to our quite pale flower, I'm going to go into the same pink, load the brush with a really saturated mix and just dot it around the center of the flower. and bring in the contrast slightly more to it, and also connect it to the color that we used above. I think it looks so gorgeous, really fresh, not overloaded, not too busy. I love the color palette, pinks and greens and different shades of it. I think it looks really, really gorgeous. I like it quite a bit. For contrast, you could of course go ahead and add some of these berries here and there just to bring a little bit more, but I just think it's so mellow and subtle that I want to keep it that way. I hope you enjoyed day 19. I will see you tomorrow for day 20.